course, so let's go to this story now. President Cyril Ramaphosa has expressed his sadness over the passing of a former Deputy President David Mabuza. He died in hospital yesterday, after a short illness. Ramaphosa has offered his condolences to the family and colleagues. Mabuza was also Mpumalanga's premier between 2009 and 2018, holding various roles in government as well as in the ANC. A career before resigning from Parliament in 2023. For more on this, let's now speak to the former Mpumalanga Premier and the current Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Refilwe Mtsweni-Tsipane. A very good morning to you, Chairperson. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Condolences to you as well as your fellow comrades.
Good morning, Aldria, and good morning to the listeners at home. Indeed, we have received the news of passing of our struggle hero, as well as the former Deputy President of the African National Congress and that of the Republic of South Africa, with great sadness. And we want to take this opportunity and send our heartfelt condolences to the Mabuza family, his wife, the children, and the people of Mpumalanga at large in South Africa. The former Deputy President, to us as people of Mpumalanga, he resembled a baobab tree. And this has brought a dark cloud that has fallen Mpumalanga and South Africa at large. And we wish God can give strength to the Mabuza family, the ANC, and those who shared close memories with this gentle giant. Being as a former premier of Mpumalanga, we are quite happy and pleased with the legacy that he has left behind. The former deputy president, he was an activist. He was a people's person, deep-rooted to the livelihood of ordinary people and also the poor people of Mpumalanga. He had quite a very charismatic personality and had a great appeal and a unique touch and care to the ordinary people of Mpumalanga. One amongst his personalities that he's leaving behind, it had to do with the housing project that he has initiated as a person working with private sectors and any other interested donors towards the building of the houses, and not just ordinary houses, houses that were way far better than the RDP houses that government is providing, in making sure that he provides those to the ordinary and particularly the poor within the communities of Mpumalanga. And he has done that quite diligently across the length and the breadth of Mpumalanga, touching many lives that were in need of the houses, and particularly the older people were the main beneficiaries. And of course, we know that he also had a Didi Mabuza Foundation, where through the foundation, we have seen many graduates from universities, which he funded through the Mabuza Foundation to make sure that he changes the lives of those children. And he did not just do that, but he further went on to connect them both with government entities as well as private sectors to ensure that they do get jobs after graduating. And of course, as we all know that we do have the misplacements of skills in South Africa, but he will make sure that there is alignments in accordance with the needs of the province in terms of the economic growth, so that when those children are being afforded bursaries, they are afforded particularly in line with the skills that are needed by the province, so that they can contribute immensely towards the economic growth of the province. Of course, him being a person, his leadership skills has ensured the party discipline, and he has proved necessary for the renewal project and to build unity in the ANC and amongst its alliance partners. He will always be remembered as our liberation hero in the struggle for democracy and community builder and as a social activist. In the life of the organization in Mpumalanga, he was one of the leaders that was well respected and loved by many in Mpumalanga. He has left that memory. As we are speaking, many people are crying. His house was flooded last night because of the love that he has displayed to the people of Mpumalanga. Indeed, this has brought a dark cloud in Mpumalanga, in the province of Mpumalanga. And on behalf of the NCOP, we also want to join in many South Africans in passing our condolences to the family, to the African National Congress, to the people of South Africa at large during this untimely passing of the former Deputy President.
Yeah, and speaking about his love and the role that he played as a politician, I wonder from your end, Chairperson, the personal interactions that you would have had and also a role, if at all, that he would have played in your personal trajectory in the province, where in 2018, when he resigned as the Premier of the province, you then becoming his successor.
Yes, indeed. You would remember, Adrian, as I've indicated as well earlier on, prior of him going to be the Deputy President of the African National Congress and subsequently being the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, he was the Premier of Mpumalanga as well as the Chairperson. He has played a big role in the lives of many of us as citizens of Mpumalanga. Hence, he has earned a name which he was affectionately known as Ubhuti Lomdzala, meaning he was a big brother, not only to his siblings, but the entire community of Mpumalanga. That on its own tells a story. It speaks volume of how people regarded him, primarily because of the role that he has played in the development of the lives of other people. Personally, I'm one of those people who has been developed, groomed, and by Comrade David Mabuza. He saw a potential in me. I worked with him in the legislature. I worked with him in the executive, and where he identified a potential in me, working together, that perhaps I might be a candidate that might succeed him. Of course, that was not his decision alone, but he took that decision in line with the party. But in the main, he was one of the people who was mentoring our development whilst we were working, and of course tapping from his extensive experience that he has had. Would remember that he has joined government from the inception during the democratic dispensation, and therefore he came across with quite extensive experience, and he has worked in almost all the departments of Mpumalanga. So for him, he had vast experience in the work of government, of which he took interest in imparting those skills to us, so that when he leaves the province, he knows that as tightly and as solid as it was, it remains just as that, the province of Mpumalanga. There was quite stability during his tenure as well, and we have seen him implementing quite a number of catalytic projects in the province that sought to improve the livelihood of our people in Mpumalanga, and also making sure that there is economic growth within the province. So he has invested a lot of his time, his energy, his skills in developing the province of Mpumalanga, but also the people of Mpumalanga at large. And for that, we will forever be grateful for the contribution that he has imparted in our lives.
Yeah. I think one of the pivotal moments is 2017, and a lot of people making reference to that historic conference of the ANC in Nasrec. And the expectation was at the time that Mpumalanga would be voting for the NDZ camp, but all of that changed right on the eve of the conference itself. What can you tell us about that moment? What informed his leadership decision at that time to say and try to persuade members of Mpumalanga that actually maybe let's try and go behind the CR17 campaign, as it will be the best decision maybe for the organization and the country?
Look, Adrian, conferences about influencing and being influenced by others and persuading other comrades as well. Him as a leader, of course, he was approached by both sides, the side of the current sitting president, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, and as well as the side of Comrade Nkosazana Zuma, Dlamini Zuma. And therefore, he had to apply his mind in the best interest of the country and that of the ANC as to what would be the most suitable candidate in this current disjuncture of the challenges that the ANC is facing. And therefore, based on that, he then managed to persuade the comrades, the delegates in Mpumalanga, because as we are going to conferences, we are going there carrying the mandates of our branches, but over and above that, we are being led as well by the PEC leaders at the time. Now, in between the conferences, there would be negotiations and discussions. Now, as they negotiate, perhaps not only him, but the entire delegation of Mpumalanga saw a need to support Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa to succeed the former president of the day. So hence the decision was taken to say that an ideal candidate for this epoch would be Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa.